I reached out because I had been in the gym working out and following a food plan, and I was still what I say was fat and nasty looking. That middle-aged belly just kept creeping on. But I was in the gym for a long time, like an hour and 30 minutes, if not more, some mornings.
Casey Ship here. Today, you're in for a treat. I've got a very successful client, very successful student. Her name's Nicole. She's joining us to talk about how she shaved off 3 hours a week of training, literally got back 3 hours of her life, increased her calories by 1,750 calories extra per week, and got her life back, fixed her hormones, got her body back in better shape than she's ever been in. She went from defeated to empowered by working less. So thanks for coming on, Nicole.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So let's get straight into it. No lube. Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My husband and I own our own business. I have been married for, how many years? 16 years, 17 years now. I married my high school sweetheart. Our business is in the same town that we grew up in. I have one child, and even just one, they run you crazy. I am here, there, and everywhere with him because, of course, he's the most important thing.
Little boy, how old?
My son is 11 years old, and he does jujitsu 3 times a week, so keeps me going.
So you come from fitness competition, right?
Yes, I did do 2 competitions, so I know what it's like to really work hard and set a goal and obtain that goal. So I know how to work out, I know how to lift weights, I know how to follow a plan. And I was doing all that, but something wasn't working anymore.
And you're in Georgia?
I am in Georgia.
Cool. Everybody thinks that's where I'm from because the way I talk, or they think I'm from Alabama, but you don't even talk as country as I do. So there's that. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So what was the problem before you enrolled working with me? Like, what was the main problem, that straw that just broke the camel's back?
I was spending a lot of time in the gym. I was there for an hour and a half every day. I was working hard, lifting weights, and that middle-aged belly that women get just kept coming, and it would not go away, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Did you do anything for energy? Like, did you kind of lose steam and did you add on more caffeine? Or like, how'd you stay in the gym that long?
I did a number of things. So yeah, I had a lot of caffeine in my system.
Gotcha. And so you just were like, enough's enough. Something's not right. And then do you know how long you were doing that? Like the 6 hours a week in the gym and eating 1,600 calories? Like, how long you think you were doing that?
Probably 2 years.
It's amazing how strong and resilient we are, isn't it?
It is. I'll push through it. I'll make it happen.
Well, I'm glad you reached out. I'm glad you asked for help. So, I mean, you coming from the competitive world, I mean, there's like oodles of just trainers and coaches and everybody. So what made you choose, me? What made you choose working with me?
Honestly, you posted a picture. I think the girl's name was Megan, and I saw it, and what she looked like in her before picture was similar to where I was at. And then I saw her after, and I was like, wow, how in the world did that happen? And it's like, I know those tricks of the trade. And I was like, I want to be there again, or somewhere close to there again.
Love it. So it was a photo, baby. I love it. And that's where a lot of people, that's why I like doing these, because I can show up and teach all day and me, but not until you see another woman. It hits different. So yeah. Okay. Was there anything in particular about our program that really helped you, and why was it so effective? So what was that, like maybe one thing that you feel made the difference?
If you didn't sleep, you do not train. Before it was like you trained no matter what. I mean, I was not sleeping at all. I would get up and go sit on the couch, scroll Facebook or watch Discovery ID all night until like 5 o'clock, and then go to the gym after I got my kid off to school. So it was just this unbreakable cycle, and it affects everything, not just what you look like, but what you feel like, your relationships, everything. So once I joined with you, I did start sleeping better. My body changed, and I saw my most important relationships change.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
Well, my husband and I are together 24/7, literally. Like, the only time that we are not together is our commute. And that's like our hour to be alone, I guess. ever since I joined with you, he and I really, we don't argue anymore. Everything is just happier, more relaxed, more easygoing. And it's because I feel better about myself. And I've learned, I mean, he is who he is, and I'm never going to change who he is. And I just need to be happy and laugh things off. And it's just easier to do that whenever I guess you're more confident and you feel good about yourself. Things just hit you different.
Yeah. You're not so codependent. You're actually dependent on yourself and making yourself happy. I totally get it. So sleep was your main thing. I like that. Why do you think it was so effective in saying, hey, if you don't sleep, don't train? Because a lot of women would see that and still try to do it. So why do you think that was like really effective for you?
For the first time, I saw like exactly how exhausted I was and that I was just putting so much stress on myself. And whenever I let that go and I was like, with competitions, you're always, trust the process. So it's like I 100% just went all in and trusted your process, and it paid off. Everything is just better. I found, like, I joined because I wanted to look better, but in all that, I found like who I needed to be for me instead of who I was for everyone else.
Nailed it. You said a couple of things like letting go and trust. People ask all the time, how fast will I get results? I'm like, well, you get what you believe you can have. So really it's the clients that come in and trust that this is different. And you feel it on a soul level. It's almost like we sit there and we're just waiting for permission,
Right.
So I'm glad you did that. So as a result of implementing the program and everything you've learned this far, because, you started there, but then like we were talking yesterday, you quickly realized like, whoa, this is like deep inner soul, personal growth stuff. So what has been the outcome? And it could be with your business and with everything. And you told us a little bit about your husband, which is great. Is there anything else you feel like has been affected in the positive light because you are addressing everything on the core soul level?
You feel better, and you learn that some things that you were giving your time to, you probably shouldn't have. I am a people pleaser, so I try to do what everyone asked me to do. And there's only so much time in the day, and I cannot do all of those things. And I learned that it's okay to say no, and there's nothing wrong with that. And whenever you're in the Hot Moms group, you learn so much more than just the fitness, because there's people there and they're like, hey, this happened in this situation. You're like, that's happened to me. Why didn't I address it that way? So you can insert yourself into a situation and see similarities and just be like, next time that happens, that's exactly how I'm going to roll with it.
How has it affected, positive or negative with your company?
We own our own business. I've learned that not every job is worth your time. Before, if someone came to me and they told me a story, because I'm a person, things like will break my heart, and I'll be like, okay. And we would stay late and get it done and not be paid for our time. So now, and it made my husband miserable, because I'm like, we have to get it done for these people. And I learned, I was like, you know what? These people, yes, they're paying me for a service, but they're not paying me for my time or the value and what we know. And your time, my time, there's value to that, and it's not free. So, if you want me to do something for you that's above and beyond what I would normally do, you need to pay for that. And I've learned that through, your business stuff is just, everything has value. And to get to my value, you need to pay for it.
And it just creates a happier outcome. You get better clients and you're happier in return, because you feel like you're enough and you set different standards and you start attracting better people. So I love that it's helping your business. Didn't you say something like one of your months that was slow, you actually had one of the better months or best months?
We did. We were fortunate. It was like typically, July, we call it like vacation month. Everybody's on vacation. They're trying to, shove the last bit of summer into that month. And it ended up being, one of our best months we've ever had. And we were busy, but it was like a good busy. It wasn't like work until 10 o'clock at night. It was, work until it's still late, like 7 or 8. But for us, that's pretty good. And, it was better than what we were expecting. So it was really nice.
That gets me so excited, because our business, even if you're a nurse or a teacher, when you learn the things that you learn inside of Hot Moms, like why things aren't working out, you apply it to everything else and you become happier. And it literally just because you're in a better place, like the world's a better place. It's just, I love it. Okay. So where do you think you would be right now if you did not take action and work with us?
I would probably have a bigger middle-aged belly than what I did whenever I first started with you. And that just makes me miserable. I don't know why we put so much emphasis on what we look like and how we feel, but that really does determine that. So my husband and I would probably fight all the time because we're together all the time. And I would just be miserable and not sleeping. And I sleep 7 to 8 hours every night now and wake up happy. And I wake up early instead of like, oh man, the alarm's going off. I'm eating more and I can eat potato chips and I can eat French fries if I want them and not feel bad about it. And just, it's better. I can eat with my family instead of making a separate set of food for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of women are like, well, what are you eating? Baby doll, it's not about what she's eating. It's what she's feeding her soul. And it's how she thinks. But we had to rewire the way you see the world and the way you think, right?
Right.
If there's anyone watching that's on the fence, maybe they feel like they're afraid of, oh, what is it going to cost? Or like, well, this is probably like everything else. Or they're just afraid. Maybe they're looking at us thinking that we're way too far beyond and they're not good enough. What would you say to people that's on the fence about just booking a call to book that strategy session to see if it's a fit and to see actually what's going on with them? What would you say to them?
I would say that usually the scariest thing that you can think of is worth it, because I was so scared to call. Whenever I finally like committed it, I don't know. I was like, I think I can actually do this. I think she really does care what my life is like. And that was the best decision that I ever made.
Hell yeah. Good deal. Yeah. And it is. I mean, money's great, but it's only the money's there because it's what I do for a living. It's like paying the power bill. Like makes the world go round. You have to pay for things, and anything free is like kind of not worth it. But, and every time I've tried to save money, I've spent more. But anyway, yeah, exactly. It's beyond that. I want your testimonial, because money's great and I've made a lot of money, but it doesn't feel like how it feels when you tell me your business has improved, your marriage has improved, and you're happy. That lights me up. So yeah, I do care, and I want you to get those results. So thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I appreciate you for just being open, honest, and real. So awesome, Nicole. Thank you so much. And then where can people follow you? Maybe if they're in Georgia, share a little bit about what your business is and where they can follow you.
We own a t-shirt business, so we print t-shirts. I guess you can find me on Facebook.
What is it? Just Nicole, Nicole, and then
Nicole Price on Facebook.
Price. And she's a blondie. She's a blondie for those that's listening on a podcast. Okay. Thank you so much. And we'll see you soon.